What is GIS and why should you care? Well, let's find out. Hey there, I'm Geo. So, you've probably already used a map on your phone today, right? But have you ever just stopped and wondered, how does it know all that stuff? I mean, really, how does it find the quickest route or tell you where the nearest park is? Well, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. It's not actually magic. It's something way cooler. Think of it like a superhero toolkit that gives your maps special powers. It doesn't just show you where things are. It helps you understand how they're all connected. All right, let's dig into that. This superhero toolkit has a real name, and honestly, it's the key to understanding a huge part of our modern world. And that name is GIS. It stands for Geographic Information System. You could say it's the brain that powers the smartest maps on the entire planet. So what in the world is a geographic information system? And maybe more importantly, how does this thing actually work? Okay, imagine this. You start with just a plain old base map. Now picture laying a clear sheet right on top of it, but that sheet only has roads drawn on it. Then you add another clear sheet with just the rivers, and then another one on top of that with all the schools. When you look down through all those layers at once, bang, you can see how everything relates to everything else. That's the big idea. Right. That layered approach is really the heart of the official definition. At its core, GIS is a technology that connects all kinds of data to a specific location on a map. It basically integrates the where things are with the what things are like there. And that combo is what makes it so powerful for mapping and for analysis. So while we just see the final map, GIS is doing a ton of work behind the scenes. First, it's a system of record, kind of like a database for all that location data. Then it brings that data to life by mapping it out. But here's the cool part. It performs spatial analysis, which means it finds hidden patterns you'd probably never notice otherwise. And finally, it communicates really complex ideas using the simple, powerful language of a map. Now, this all feels incredibly modern, doesn't it? But you might be surprised to learn that the basic idea has been around for a long, long time. Let's take a quick look at how we got from a 19th century health crisis to the cloud tech we all use today. The whole concept really started way back in 1854. A doctor named John Snow mapped out cholera cases in London to find a contaminated water pump. He literally used geography to solve a deadly mystery. The first actual digital GIS came along in 1963, developed by Roger Tomlinson up in Canada. By 1986, the software was small enough to run on a desktop computer, which was a game changer for businesses. And today, GIS lives on the internet, in the cloud, and it powers those very map apps Geo was talking about. That's right. It went from tracking diseases to tracking my pizza delivery. Seriously, GIS is everywhere now, and it's helping people make smarter decisions every single day. For instance, businesses use it to analyze everything about an area to pick the absolute perfect spot for a new store. Delivery companies use it to find the fastest routes, which saves them tons of time and fuel. Cities use it to keep track of everything, like water pipes and streetlights. Planners can even use it to figure out where a new park would do the most good for a neighborhood. And it's definitely not just about convenience. GIS plays a vital role in saving lives. When there's an emergency, like a hurricane or a wildfire, it gives first responders a real-time map of the situation. It shows them exactly what's happening, where it's happening, and helps them direct aid to the people who need it most, right away. Okay, so we've gone from a single city block to a huge disaster zone. The scale of GIS is pretty amazing. But we can zoom out even further. Like way further, to see our entire planet in a completely new light. NASA's Earth Science team puts it perfectly. They say that with GIS, you can take all of their incredible satellite data, all those Earth observations, and use it to perform analysis, make maps, and even build apps to better understand our world. And they use it to keep a close eye on Earth's most important systems. They map the biosphere, which is all the living stuff on the planet. They monitor the cryosphere to see what's going on with all the ice. They study the oceans and the land to understand big things like shrinking forests and our warming climate. It's huge. And that really brings us to the most crucial point. GIS is so much more than just a piece of technology. It's a framework for understanding our world and a tool that helps us take action. Think about our biggest challenges: climate change, sustainability, social inequity. They all have a where. GIS helps us see the patterns in all that complexity, showing us not just what the problems are, but where we can actually start to solve them. So, GIS is a tool that reveals the hidden patterns of our world. It helps us see, understand, and then act. Which leads to one last question for you. If you had this superhero toolkit and could map absolutely anything, what problem would you want to solve?